Welcome to another part of Lost Frontier. This time, we're gonna be playing as Jak and Daxter. Yeah, it's time for this shit. This one did upset quite a few fans, because they just found it to be really stupid. They did not like the Jak and Daxter thing at all. I don't mind it too much. I mean, it's not great. Also, the way everything works isn't great either. But, you know, I don't hate it. I find it to be enjoyable for the most part. It does have its moments on being like a nice little, you know, side section. And the way it controls everything is actually pretty neat too, being that Daxter is essentially just being a brute. He's basically being like a fucking complete bastard to all these enemies, just really destroying them, because it's a really easy mode to get through. And yeah, the spiders. The spiders are interesting in that they have a uniqueness to them, because you can pick them up and then throw them into gaps to block up the fucking gap, and then go ahead through them. Which, considering we did see some precursor orbs back there that I couldn't get because of a fucking, like, hole, we're gonna use the spider to block it up and get those precursor orbs. For the most part, that's gonna be the only backtracking we ever do for any of these modes, really. Everything else we can actually get, you know, going forward in a sense. And if there is going a little bit back, it's just a little bit. It's not like going back a good chunk, like in this one. And, yeah, then there's these, which you can stop them with spiders, but you can also run past them. Of course, the timing here is a bit awkward, but yeah, you can just walk right past them. And here's some spiders, which I can use just throw into holes and such, but the main thing I want to do with them is to clog the pistons with them. Which is exactly what I do. And I could go through right now, which I am. And yes, we can also do pounding to change the batteries and also stun enemies, which I'm not going to be doing the stun thing much because it's honestly easy enough that I need to stun. But I will be using this to change things. And yeah, those lights happen to be guns, so I'm going to switch it up to get rid of the guns. See? So, yeah, for the most part, I don't mind the Jak and Daxter segments. I find them to be enjoyable for the most part. It's just, there is the issue of, you know, how the fuck did Daxter go even further into this, a dark eco? You'd think he'd just die, right? It doesn't get explained. It really doesn't get explained, and that is one of the issues of this game, that it happens, but there's no real good reason as to why it happens. Again though, I don't fucking mind it. I don't mind going through these sections because they can be fairly enjoyable. It's a bit mindless, yes, but it's enjoyable, and, you know, it controls fine. It's just very basic to its combat. There's no challenge in any of these. You will make it through them without any, like, issues or anything at all, really. And every time you complete one of these, you get an elevator, which you then have to beat the shit out of completely in order to get a special precursor orb out of it. And yes, you have to do it for every exit. So just keep punching till eventually it drops down and grab it.
No, done playing yet.
I'm afraid you are, Daxter. And Jak was here waiting for us. I don't know why, I don't know how he knew, but he was. And before we go on to see Kira and such to upgrade, we're going to go ahead and just get the gold from that one gun course, because I am not fucking, leaving that behind. And with that done, we can now go ahead and get ourselves one more precursor orb. And I can't go back to exit, so I had to go through the whole thing, which means jump cut. Okay, so, Kira, let's have a look at what I can have. We got some red, some yellow, and some green, because they are on the lowest right now. And I'm going to upgrade the green to get myself some more health. And upgrade pretty much all of the first ones, honestly. Give myself all of the colors for, like, the first row. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part. Also, this blast thing is going to be interesting. We already know that in the original game, punching causes yellow eco to burst out. It pretty much acts the same way here in this game, which is a nice callback because that is how it works. And you can just keep doing this because this is the way you go fast now, so that's fun. Anyway, it's time for a cutscene right over here.
Hey, Jak. You won't believe what just happened to me.
Dax, not now.
You have proven yourselves truly worthy. As our ancestors warned us, Dark Eco is a dangerous weapon not to be trifled with. I hope with this, you can find the more fair Light Eco.
My Duke! Sky Pirates!
Hey!
Thank you all for your kind assistance. Kira, no! Kira! I'm going after them. Come on, Dax.
Oh no! Kira's been kidnapped! We gotta get to the Hellcat and fire it up to save her. Because those fucking Sky Pirates just took a really specific artifact and, yeah, Kira as well for some reason. Because I guess he just wanted to be a dickhead to Jak, considering it's the same Sky Pirates that we were fighting in the very intro of the game. Yeah, they're gonna be important characters, and they're not exactly enjoyable. I really do think this game takes some notes from Pirates of the Caribbean in its characters. And I'm pretty sure you can tell what kind of character they took from for that part that took Kira, which we're now going to be chasing down in our flying ship. And we're going to learn some more about how this fucking flying mode works.
I would love to stay and chat, but I have what I came for, so I really must be on my way.
Look out for the lava.
Yeah, we gotta dodge lava and shit. By the way, I'm going to keep shooting.
Are you trying to get me killed?
But yeah, Kira will yell at us because we're not supposed to shoot the shit. Just chase them down. However, these fucking things can start coming in.
I'm on board.
And I gotta fucking take care of them because they will shoot back at me. Don't worry, I got a lot of health. I can drive through at least a few of them. And yeah, we gotta destroy them for some, some nice bit of scrap, just in case.
I respect your tenacity, but I really must be going. You'll never overtake me out in the open.
Dax,
Really?
quick, get into the grappling tube. I'm gonna grapple Phoenix's ship.
All right, here I go.
And
Dax,
yeah,
see what you can do to slow him down.
this is the grapple thing, which is Daxter's only gameplay in this fucking game. To be honest, it reminds me of Daxter and that, the whole minigame thing in the bed. Yeah, it's basically just like that, in which you have QTEs you gotta deal with. And you have a time limit too, so, you gotta be fast. And if you fuck it up, your fucking, your QTE, you end up getting screwed, and you end up basically, having to do something to recover from it, and you lose a lot of time from it. Because time here is not gonna be nice to you. Also, even though, in actuality, I can just grapple onto this guy again, the game is going to let me grapple onto him while I'm inside these caves until we're outside. So, for a while, all I can do is just, you know, follow him, shoot down these little fucking things, these turret things, and just wait for him to go outside so I can then, you know, use the fucking grapple on him.
Nice try, but I'm afraid you'll have to do better. Oh, very clever sending your hamster to do your dirty work. But this setback is only temporary.
Hamster? That, sir, is an insult. We demand satisfaction.
I just wanted to get that line in there. So this one, these are mods,
No, not again.
and
Hello? Are you trying to get me killed?
shut up, Kira. The mods are required for me to, you know, essentially have additional things to my ride. You know, like airspeed, makes it go faster.
Hit those valves to shut off the steam.
Yeah, I gotta shut off the steam. Or, like, armor mod, which will give me more armor to protect myself. Or a health mod, which gives me more health for my ship. You know, the mods will be useful in that regard. And we're gonna be using them.
I'm on board.
And there's another thing that we can get from this guy very soon, in fact, like right now, that's useful as well.
Oh, word.
Weapon mods.
But looks like this round. Haha! So long, boy, and thanks for all the bother.
Yeah, he's not having a good day. So, this is the lock-on missile. This is our second weapon for the ship. Our first one was the machine gun. And we'll need this, because it actually is going to be kind of useful
No, not again.
for almost the entire rest of the game. I'm not kidding. Like, these two weapons we got now, the machine gun and the lock-on missile, I'm going to end up using pretty much these two for almost the entire game. I will use them weaponry, but, yeah, the game gives you something that is useful for pretty much the rest of the game. And the rest of the weapons you get later on are either not that useful or you don't really need. So, yeah, I'll get onto that when I get onto that. But right now, we're now getting a cutscene.
Slow down, Jak. We just left some of my short fur behind.
I've got Phoenix's ship on the scope. He's not gonna get away that easy.
So it's just you and me, Jak. A gentleman's game of fox and hound. But ask yourself, which is which?
Jak, don't! It's a...
He's headed for those falls.
We got him! Like shooting fish in a waterfall barrel.
Sorry, old chap, but the first rule of gentleman's combat is there are no rules.
Wow! Serious piratage!
It's a trap!
You're lucky I like you, Jak. Normally you'd already be a ball of flame. Shoot his engines and let him land. The hard way.
Mayday! Mayday! Going down!
Well, that sure went well, and don't worry, we survived. Even though that was quite an explosion, it's fine. Jak can handle it. He's dealt with explosions, you know. So, now we're over here. Kira's still kidnapped, and we still don't have the artifacts. We are currently not doing a good job. And we also just lost our Hellcat. Fuck. So, we're gonna have to go forward now.
You know, Jak, I get the distinct feeling we're not alone on this island.
And we also got the scatter gun now. So, yeah, we just use the up arrow to switch between weaponry. And by the way, that is how you switch weapons, by pressing up. It's not a case of up, left, right, down, it's just up. Which is annoying in a sense, because you would then have to switch through multiple weapons to get to one you want, and there is a delay with the switching. So, even if you get to the one you want, the game might accidentally take an input you took and switch to the next one, which you don't want. And it does happen to me a few times. It sucks. But the reason I did this is because there's another ability in this game that takes an arrow spot as well. And it happens to be right in front of us.
What just happened?
The eco stuff. In that we press the down button to use them, and then we shoot at them. Not punch, not kick, but shoot. However, because I'm right on this rock here, so I can't shoot for some reason. I have to look away from the rock in order to shoot. I don't know why. But yeah, the eco amplifier. It puts off an explosion, which is useful for getting rid of these rocks. And it's also useful for some of the fights we'll be dealing with later on in the game. So, I already know how to do it, Daxter. And, yeah. The eco here, the eco powers that we have here, is actually useful. Unlike in Jak Free, where the light eco is only useful for puzzles, and dark eco was just worthless. It had no purpose because everything else was better than the dark eco in every single way. It was honestly kind of embarrassing how the fucking eco powers in Jak Free just became really shitty, like, compared to anything else. And I mean, we're still gonna be using the eco powers in this game much, but they have a more better use in this game at least, and we do get to use them all, compared to Jak Free, where we can get dark eco powers, but, you know, the dark Jak stuff, but we're never gonna use dark Jak, really, in the entirety of Jak Free. We're never gonna use dark Jak ever in that game. We're gonna use all the powers in this one, though. And to be honest, I don't even think I'll be using dark Jak here anyway, even if I had the ability to. By the way, there are chests around here. And one of the things chests can give you is armor. Which I now have the Brinkfield jacket. It's our first armor of the game. There are chests all over the game, and they will either give us upgrades for weaponry, or they will give us armor, which I'll be using. I'll be finding every single one of them, because they are important.
Killer robots? Come on.
And yeah, those robots look directly from, like, the fucking Crimson Spider robots from Jak 2 and 3. Except they're kind of smaller, and they're a bit more agile in movement, too. They might honestly be more evolved. Also, you know, they're not just going on a set path, they are, you know, thinking for themselves. They act on their own volition, which is surprising. And also kind of frightening. Anyway, down below us happens to be some more precursor orbs, because I could go forward here, or I could just drop down by this waterfall and find precursor orbits right over on the very edge. Yeah, exploration's gonna be a thing again, but luckily it's not gonna be too terrible. I can find this shit, and even though there are missable ones, they're not hard to find or to get. That's the good news, that getting these precursor orbs isn't a pain in the ass. And it's not that well hidden either. It can be obvious at times.
Don't stop. Just keep running.
And you gotta keep running now because there's trees coming our way.
Well, this looks exciting. Let's try and stay out of the water to make our way upstream.
Okay, that pad you just saw me turn on, that's fucking a precursor totem. And it recharges our eco powers, because there is a limit to how much we can use these powers, even though they do recharge on their own over time. So there is really no reason for me to ever worry about that until later on with certain powers, but right now with this power there's no point in me worrying. Like, even if it gets to half I can still use it. Oh yeah, the poles are also fucked because you have to time it in a specific way to either go forward or go up. If you just press X, you go up. You have to wait until you go a full spin to do a fucking forward thrust. You also drop down, but there's no reason to ever drop down. Also, here's some precursor orbs being, you know, while we're getting pushed away from them. I got away with it though. And now we got 4 more. So now we're getting chased down again by more trees, but as we go forward, halfway through this, we're gonna see a nice little, you know, ledge here that I will have to go across to get some more precursor orbs, but I can't climb up until I go over here, and now I can climb up this way. And that's 3 precursor orbs for us, which gives us 39 in total so far. We're doing good. We're actually doing fairly good.
A force field? This island just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
And yes, it's now time for a bit of a wave fight. Yes, we're doing a wave fight. All I gotta do is just destroy the enemies and then we can move on forward, because the game will also show us where the enemy's coming from, with trees falling down as well. The robots here are easy, the tree cutters aren't that hard to deal with, and the spider bots are kind of easy to deal with because they're not that fast compared to these guys. And also take more damage from our guns too, so it's surprising. And that's it. And now I go to this force field here and utilize this fuse box here for some QTE stuff, which isn't really QTE because we can do this anytime we want. And I destroy the fuse box, which then gives us a cutscene as I go forward from here.
You startle easy, don't you? Just as I thought. You have been touched by the darkness.
Whoa, how did you...
I know Dark Eco when I see it, son. And I can see that you saw what I saw when I said I saw it.
Huh. Okay. Who are you?
Good question. I know a lot, but I don't know that.
What are you doing way out here?
Wow, that's 2. Don't know that either.
Do you know anything about these dangerous robots out here?
A bit. I made them to help me on the island, but they turned against me.
Whoa, you made those robots?
Get something wrong with your ears, son. Yes, I made them, and each one of them is now good to the titanium bone.
Well, if you're good with mechanics, I mean, my ship could really...
Listen, son, I took a look at that ship of yours. The fusion rods are shot to Shiloh without a little juice. Well, you're stuck here with me.
Oh, please tell me you can fix the plane.
Maybe, but I need a Valonium power pod, and there's only one of those babies on the whole dang island.
Tell me where it is, and I will get it.
It's your funeral. The pod's on my Uberbot 888. The biggest, nastiest robot I ever did build. You get his power pod, and I'll get your flyer flying again.
We have now met the Prospector. Just kidding, I'm just going by his looks there. This is an old guy that is a mechanic that made these robots, which you'd think would make him a dickhead, but he's actually an ally. Also, I now have upgrade dance for the blaster. So, we gotta go find a power pod. And how do we find it? Well, there are a few directions we can go to. We can go back, we can go over to that door over there by like a fucking rocky area. We can go to our left and end up back at the very beginning. Yes, you can do that. In front of that, like in between these two branching paths, there is the ship, which will show us essentially how we can exit. But yeah, over to my left happens to be the very first location of the game that we did in the tutorial thing. And over to my right is where we have to actually go. So, let's go ahead and deal with that right now, shall we? I mean, we don't really have a choice because that way is locked, and this way, well, it'll open for us, but there's no reason for us to ever go there. It's a unique little area, but we can't really go back there just yet, at least. Because there is backtracking in this game, but it's all based on the eco powers that we get. And right now, we don't really have the eco power needed for what was that yellow vent. Let's come back there for that, though, eventually. But yes, down this way, we'll be going ahead and doing our first boss fight.
So what exactly did we sign up for again?
a boss fight in order to get a power pod, because what would you expect would happen when you were going for this sort of thing? The boss fights here are also fairly easy. It's mainly down to just shooting. There is a bit of strategy to them, which I will explain for each one, but
What's that, a precursor idol?
yeah, like for the most part, it's not that problematic. And also, water now kills us. I don't know why that would kill me. I would just jump out of that, but apparently it can kill us now. So, sure, game.
What's that, a precursor idol?
And over here is Precursor Idol that will give us a new ability, a new eco power. A green one, in fact. Called Eco Construct. This is used for essentially bringing up platforms. So, yeah, we switch from left and right to switch the eco powers.
Your new power to get up that ledge.
And I forgot which button it was. It's down, you idiot. It's down. There you go. And yeah, just bring some crystal up.
Try using your new
Shut up,
power to get
Daxter.
up that ledge.
And there's some robots waiting for us too. That's fun. There's also a breakable rock over there, so we're using the eco auto thing, the red eco power to take care of them. The powers do have numerous colors though, so I can't really call it red, can I? We'll just say the explosive eco power for this one. And I won't say the construct because it's not that great a name. I'll call it the eco platform. So, the explosive eco will now destroy this wall for us and give us another one of those, you know, those precursors for some orbs. Those orb hunt challenges, and, yeah, a few precursor orbs for us to take as well. But as we go forward across this gap of lava, for some reason, because I guess this is the volcano area, we now fight our first boss. A giant tree cutter. So,
Need a bigger boat.
in order to fight this guy, we can't use guns and such. It does nothing to him. We have to actually,
He's a tough nut to
yeah,
crack.
use the amplifier, that's what it's
Using your
called.
amplifier to crack his arm.
Not the construct thing, the amplifier, which is what it was called. I need to either remember its names or just call it by nicknames. Amplifier and construct. I do end up dying because this guy can eventually just jump right at you and get you stuck. Like that. And just stomp on your ass all day. But if you can avoid that, you can just spam the amplifier on him and completely wreck his fucking day up. Like so. Because with all these yellow parts.
Have a shame.
But we're not done yet. Also, yeah, there is the yellow eco vent there, but I can't use it yet. We have to come back here as well. Don't worry, once we beat the boss fight here, it never comes back ever again, so we're safe with that. And don't worry, there's nothing missable just yet. Everything here we can come back for. So, he's not going to spin around and be a bit of a pain in the ass, which requires us to use the construct to block his sword attack.
Construct to dull those blades.
Because the game can't let me figure that shit out, honestly, even though it kind of helped a little bit. But yeah, we don't even need to do this now. Because now the strategy that every boss fight gets comes into play, in that I can actually punch and shoot.
That was a close shave.
Now, for the most part, my guns aren't that great right now, and neither is my damage, so I will be using these moves to take care of this guy, but eventually this will happen. And now that he's red, he will now try to do a sucking move, which will then lead to a laser. This is where the amplifier comes into play, because we can have the fuckers suck the amplifier in and get screwed from it. But yeah, all he's doing now is either the sword blade attack, or he's just shooting fucking lasers at us. And yeah, as you saw there, that's what the amplifier will do. And as you also saw, it doesn't do that much damage compared to just using normal amplifier shots on him. Honestly, I could just keep doing that, and I'll win. And there you go. And use the amplifier to take him out one last time, and done.
Take that, you big bag of bolts! We dead!
And there you go, it's dead.
It's the power pod that old crusty nutjob told us about.
And we got the power pod. Now, after we beat the boss, these orb hunts should activate once we go inside this cave, but they don't. I have to leave this area first before they activate, so yeah. We'll come back and get these in the next part because this part's gone on long enough. But we got the power pod now, which means we now get our ship back.
Have you destroyed that robot yet? I hope you don't mind, but I went ahead.
How is he talking to us? I don't know. I'm not gonna listen to him because we got the Hellcat back. And really, in the next part of Jak and Daxter Lost Frontier, we're going in the ship, we're gonna fly around a little bit, we're gonna come back here, we're gonna take care of some orb hunts, we're also gonna take care of some flight fucking missions, some side missions with the flight stuff as well. Because there's a lot going on with the flight stuff too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time for a lot of orb stuff.